Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another video. This time around, 5 things you might have missed in the new update, or you probably already know, but I'm just gonna refresh you guys on 5 things you might have missed in the new update. So without further ado, let's jump into thing number 1. Alright, so the first thing you might have missed in the new update is that Re-Gemerators are gone, so we now can just equip gems and remove them as much as we want. The thing is completely gone. I should have maybe bought one before they were completely gone. It would be a fun little memento to have. I wouldn't know if they like also would remove that, you know, even people had it in their inventories and stuff. I don't know, but it could have been fun to have one just to look back and say, hey, that was actually something we could have, you know, had at some point. But yeah, now they're completely useless. There's plenty to use your qubits on. You know, that star bar is very important to do every single day to get yourself those crystal gems. But other than that, you know, it's not really used for anything else. So Re-Gemerators completely gone in the new update. So that might have been one of the things you missed in the new update. That was just thing number 1. We can move on to thing number 2. Alright, so maybe the second thing you might have missed in the update is that now in U11 Geode Topside you can now get yourself crystal 4 gears. You don't have to go to delve at a specific level and all that stuff to farm this stuff. You can basically just go to U11 and get it, and it's just a little bit easier to get in U11. If you can go to U11 and you can farm it efficiently and all that stuff, you can see I'm farming right now, because you can just keep doing dungeons and stuff like that. You don't have to go through different floors and stuff like that. You can just get it from here. It's very, very rare still. It's still very, very rare. It's not like gonna be, but it's just more accessible. That's what I'm saying. And you don't have to be like opening gateways, going through floors, and thinking how many floors can I actually do? You know, this is the difficulty. This is what it's gonna keep being. You know, you don't have to say, oh, I actually want to go deeper, though I don't know if I can do it or not, and just get it that way. So as you can see, I'm farming here myself in Geode Topside U11. Any dungeon can drop it, just as we are used to anyways with that. So that might be something you also missed in the new update. That's at least the second thing, and I wanted to mention it for you guys. So get out there in U11 and try to get yourselves some crystal 4 gear. So that was thing number 2. Let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so the third thing you might have missed in the new update, and this is also a little bit of a service announcement, I guess, is that if you feel like, hey, you go to Prime Worlds U10 or 11, you're not doing any damage at all. Well, that's because, well, it's set on the screen right here. That light now required for Prime Worlds also. Of course, it still works. It's the same. Basically, Geode Topside didn't change at all other than it just got a few extra levels. And of course, a higher requirement of light as well, of course. But now that these two, you know, U10 and U11 Prime Worlds, so anything above U9 in the regular worlds or whatever, now actually requires you to have some light to actually defeat enemies in there. So it's sort of just a service announcement. I saw a few people in trade chat yesterday talking about, why don't I do any damage to these enemies? What is going on? And it's basically just because of because you don't, now that you have the new light is actually a benefit. So yeah, if light wasn't the in-game stat before, it definitely is as of right now. So yes, U8, U9, U10, U11 in Geode Topside requires you to have light as we are used to, and now just the 2 Prime Worlds, U11 and U10, are also going to have some light in there. So if you feel like you go to U10 Prime Worlds, you're not doing any damage, it's because you just don't have enough light. And I can't tell you right now how much you actually need to do decent damage, but try it, see if you don't do any damage, then dial it down as it always is. It's always a feel of how many, it's not only your light, it's also some of the other stats, but light is a big part of it right now. So that was the third thing you might have missed in the new update. Let's head into another thing. Alright, so a fourth thing you might have missed in the new update is that now if you go to Shores of Everdark, that's where you obtain your class gem. There is now a chance of getting crystal class gems as well from U9. So I'm doing a little bit of testing on the on the U8, and I actually got also crystal from there, but I don't know if that's going to change in the future. Basically, what I thought was it's going to be before, that's at least how I read the patch notes, was that, you know, Radiant class gems and stellar class gems was going to drop from U8, Shores of Everdark, and then the Shores of Everdark U9 was going to have, you know, the lowest being stellar, and then the rare one would be crystal. But I got crystal from U8, so I'm not sure what that's all about. So maybe this is just I did it on launch day, so it might change in the future, but you can go check it out if you want to. Maybe you'll get to sell some crystal ones, because those actually drop the sparks, and that's actually pretty nice as well. So that might also be something you missed in the update, but yeah, you can maybe go and farm some crystal ones pretty easily. I think it's pretty boring to farm them. I should maybe do it, but I don't know. I have a lot of clash keys, but so if it's easy to get in U8, but U9 is not that difficult either. So maybe get yourself some crystal gems. That would be amazing through that. But that also one of the things you might have missed in the new update. So yeah, that was the fourth thing you might have missed. Let's move on to another thing. All right, so the last and fifth thing you might have missed in the new update, in the Sunrise update, that's also what it's called, the new update, is that, you know, crystal gems, empowered crystal gems, can be constructed. So you still get empowered gem boxes as we are used to. So you're not just gonna get, there's not gonna be crystal gems in those. Those are still gonna be the radiant and stellar ones, but you can craft these instead if you want to. You can also upgrade them, of course, but it's just me kind of telling you how you're gonna obtain crystal empowered gem boxes and crystal gems empowered ones as well. So you might have missed this as well in the patch notes, because, you know, most of the people just focus on upgrading their own gems. That might also be the easiest way. That really depends. But in the venture crafting bench, and also in the new biomes crafting bench, which you can also make the crafting bench and put in your cornerstone or in your club worlds. So it might be there. Just go get there. Everybody basically has adventure crafting bench. So go ahead and go into the gem tab, and there's going to be empowered gem boxes there that are crystal, so you can get them from there if you're wondering where you are going to get these new crystal empowered gem boxes. But it's really, I can't tell you if you should make the crystals, the stellar ones, and then, you know, power them all the way up to crystal, or you should start with crystal. That really depends on what resources you are sitting on. So try it out, see what's best for you. But I just wanted to mention this as one of the things you might have missed in the new update as well. So yeah, that was basically all of it. So that was 5 things you might have missed in the new update. I hope you found this helpful. I tried to find 5 things that, you know, not a lot of people have been talking about, or I haven't been talking a lot about, I thought was pretty significant. And some is, of course, a little bit more significant than other ones are. Of course, that's just how it is. But maybe there was one of the things you were like, oh, cool, I actually forgot that was in the patch notes. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!